G'day everyone. Barkarati is now brought to you by Disruptor Marine Marketing, using AI to help your marine business grow. And our friends at Radix Nutrition, the most technically comprehensive nutrition products ever to exist. Unlock your potential with Radix. G'day listeners, welcome to Barkarati the Sailing Podcast. My name is Jordan Spencer. It's that time of the week where we get to hang out with some really cool sailors, but of course I have to share the mic with my two idiot mates. First off, Mr. Brett Perry.
Greetings, Exalted One.
Congratulations, BP.
Oh, g'day. How you going? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Barkaratians. It's a huge show today. Not only do we have a legend of Australian sailing on, or world sailing for that matter, it's our 350th.
Correct. Big time. Happy times.
Oh,
Can't believe it. So let's bring in the other bloke, because I've thought about what 350 episodes means, and it's a lot of work. But let's bring in the other bloke.
He had a voice that could make a wolverine purr.
Mr. Nick Bice.
I'll rev it up, you blokes. Fuck you. Just 350.
7 years.
Some people thought we weren't getting past 3.5.
Yeah, I know. That's 7 years of work.
That one where you're a bit drugged out there, BP.
Oh, yeah. No, we should do another specials best of, I reckon. I reckon Nikolai Sehested's interview will be up there.
No, we'll keep that on the down low. Hey, 350th. I'm in Pensacola. You guys are in Oz. Our guest is in Oz. It's mid-morning for you guys. It's cocktail hour here for me. The only thing I haven't got is a cocktail. So, shitter. My mistake.
Your mistake.
Yeah. Well, you've let us down, boss.
Mistake. But, yeah, all good. And I purposefully not telling about you guys what I did last week, going to the private ski resort skiing. But enjoy lining up in the lines next week in Japan, Jordan.
Have you been to Japan, mate? There's no lines. It's unreal. Oh, actually, no, it's terrible. No one go to Japan.
Especially with you coming through.
Yeah, that's right. So when they see the size of that helmet coming down the slope.
That's right.
It's a funny look, isn't it? A big helmet with two skis sticking out the front.
Yeah, snowboard, mate. Snowboard.
Snowboard, is it?
Yeah, deep in powder. Don't worry, no one will be seeing anything except a helmet. All right, let's stop digging around, because it is a big episode.
Yeah,
I want to get our guest on. We've been waiting for many years to put this guest on, and for some reason 350 seemed the right number. Our guest this week is a three-time Olympian. He's a fin sailor. The fin big global fin event is on at RQ in Queensland at the moment. All the best fin sailors in the world are in Queensland, in Australia. Former America's Cup sailor, multiple times round with the Volvo Ocean Race. May or may not have started the nude around the Cape thing for all the Aussie tradition. So we'll bring him onto the show, and it is an absolute joy to have with us on Barkarati Anthony Nossiter, better known to the world as Nokka. How are you, mate?
Oh, very well, thank you. Yes. Well, congratulations on your 350th.
Thanks, bud.
Hey, I don't know what story to start with.
Yeah. No, I don't either. I was upstairs earlier, Bossy. I was upstairs earlier mentally preparing for the show, as one does. And there's a few Nokka stories there. I'm just trying to work out which one, but I think we'll see how it rolls, eh?
I wasn't sure whether it wasn't the lamb chop in the wet weather gear, wasn't going around the horn nude, and obviously prior to recording, Nokka, it was mentioned that you and I have given it a little bit of a rub last year on tour. The
flyby through the bar in Palma, going to the swimming pool with the big table of Spanish birthday presenters, lots of things.
It's amazing how much informal bar karate goes on throughout the season. When I bump into Bicey.
Oh, I love it, mate. You are a legend. That's the way forward.
So it begs the question, okay, like you come from a long time sailing family. I think in your dad, your granddad. What's your motivation for sailing? Is it just to have fun?
Well, yeah, it's kind of started that way and has ended that way, to be honest. In between all the stress of, all the forms of sailing, it's certainly a bit of fun. But the great grandfather was and his two brothers was my grandfather and the great grandfather. They were the first Australians to sail around the world in 1937.
Wow!
In Australia.
Sorry, to sail around where?
The world.
The world.
Sail around the world in an Aussie yacht. So if you walk into the Royal Sydney Yacht Squadron to the grand entrance,
right? I'll be there. I'll be there literally in 2 hours. Go on.
There's a compass binnacle and steering wheel and etc. Sitting there, big setup saying Harold Nossiter, first lap. Fletch introduced me to it after about 100 rums, actually, one day, and I was when we had a regatta there in like '99. I wasn't aware of it.
Wow.
And, anyway, it all started. It's all been in the blood for a while. So,
Bravo, Harold.
Yeah,
That's
Bravo,
where it all
Harold.
started from.
Yeah,
Good old Has.
there might be some.
Was he a
Nossiters
Nokka
running.
as well, or what? How did he get around? How did he get around the track?
Yeah. Well, he was a Nossiter, a bit more formal in those days, but there might be a.
Sir, sort of Mr. Nokka? Mr. Nokka?
Yeah, I assume it would be something like that. But there could be from the book and the stories I heard from the grandfather, there could be a few Nossiters running around the Philippine Islands supplies back in the day. Yeah. They were like 22 or something around that age, and one of them nearly missed the boat. He didn't want to get back on.
Wow.
So, as you all know, with our Philippine experiences.
That's right. Might be a few running around as we speak.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Mate, Middle Harbour, has it always been Middle Harbour for you?
Yeah, well, it has always been Middle Harbour for me, but I mean, I guess last year, more recently, I've moved to sail the Fin out of Royal Prince Alfred. The Fin's good cross training for everything. Better than going to the gym, and every regatta is like a school reunion. You see your mates, and it keeps you sharp, and good crossover for the big boat. That's kind of why I keep doing the Fin. And but yeah, I joined RPA. I can park my car next to the Fin. Easiest seniors tour. Very competitive down at RPA. It's all Australian sailing boats, and there's not really much dinghy classes or sailing now other than the AIS stuff.
Yeah.
There's not much space for me to get down there. But yeah, RPA is nice. It's a bit more like sailing in Europe on the pit water. I would say it's better training on Sydney Harbour, but it's a different venue, and it's crosses over pretty good with the regattas you do in Europe, because they're always a little bit softer.
Not bad scenery either. Not bad scenery up there. It's quite nice.
Mate, very Euro-like, very scenic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So RPA.
Speaking of Euro, is that where the dick sticker type the game came from in Europe, or I've got this list here of all the different things, and I think the dick stickers get worth a mention specifically in the Fin and what you've taken to the Euros.
Yeah, well, I've introduced the dick sticker strongly to the Norwegian team. I've got a good group of Norwegians here, and they all run the dick stickers, the budgie smugglers. They actually did a transfer to the smugglers the other day, and my missus was standing there watching, and she got a sword in front of her eye, basically.
That's the segue. That is the segue to the introduction I had, where I was wondering what stories to tell. It was a tropical pair of sticklers. Specifically taking front of house in the bar at the hotel during the Copa del Rey 2009, I think it was. It was a very funny story.
Oh, yeah. And no doubt there's a little bit of that. The stickers are always coming out.
The towel just fell off, didn't it? I mean, it was done up.
Yeah, I think I just had a little override on the connection. next
well, I can tell you the 20 Spanish girls celebrating their birthday had an override as well.
Well, next thing I knew, I was having a small day,
Cracker, but it went well with rum. Don't worry, we had a glass of rum to celebrate. It was good.
But well, all the Norwegians have a pair of smugglers here, and they run them very proudly. It took them about 2 years to embrace the concept. At first, they were horrified, but now they're cool with it.
Are they running it in their winters?
Maybe no. Well, I think some of them may have been beaching and trimming up a little bit for the presentation. Actually, they've taken it to a new level. Yeah, mind you.
One of the things,
there's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing like being a founder.
One of the things that I enjoy about this show is that we generally build into things, and then it just gets more interesting as we go through the interview. So I'm a bit scared about how far this conversation's going to go, because
I'm actually wondering if we're going to talk about sailing at all.
Oh, I'm wondering if we're going to. This might be our last episode. Oh dear. So I guess I'll bring sailing into it, and you blokes you keep throwing the stupidity. Nokka, from you, did you get a choice? Like, obviously, granddad, dad, you were down the club at 7, was it? That was when you kicked it off?
Yeah, so I did the learn to sail at Hannes Hill Sailing Club, because I grew up on the river just near Halverson's, where they built Gretel.
Yeah.
And those sort of boats back in the day. I was a couple of 100 metres from Halverson's, just to windsurf out on the river from there, and sail the Manly Junior a bit in front of Concord Ride Sailing Club.
Right.
There you go.
Which is right there. But I did the learn to sail at Hannes Hill. Malcolm Page was maybe a year in front of me.
Yeah.
At that stage, and I was 7, had my little Manly Junior to drive, and went from there. Yeah, but soccer and rugby, it was just all sport. Sailing was just part of it, really.
Yeah.
It was all equally weighted back in those days. In summer you'd do more sailing, and in the winter you'd be playing more soccer or rugby.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
was it an instant thing for you to? Obviously, you played a lot of sports. A lot of us did. Did sailing sort of hold a special place, or was there a certain age that you just went, you know what, I'm actually quite good at this, so I'm going to put my effort into it?
Well, when wetsuits came online, I enjoyed it more. Yeah. Especially in September. A little bit brassy. Until then. Yeah. I guess when I got my own wheels, when I started being independent and driving, without the old boy, mind you, was very supportive, but without the old boy sort of getting frustrated when you fuck it up and yelling at you a little bit, well, why the fuck did you go left? That kind of thing. When I got the Austin 1800 from my grandma and put the race on the roof and started doing regattas, and just get good training partners like Dougie McGain from the early days. From then on it was you could win and lose without any stress, and the pathway was more fun and easier than the stress of having parental pressure, I guess.
Do you find it interesting?
When you're younger.
Those, you mentioned Dougie McGain and Pagey and stuff, and those names that sort of they've continued right on and got to quite serious levels. Like it's a good little group you hung out with.
Yeah, we had a strong group that learned to sail all together there, and we all went through Manly Juniors and Fly 11s in those days. There was a pathway, and then I started to get a little bit more massive than the other guys, and go a little bit more sluggish in the Fly 11 in the light airs, and get younger and younger crew. So eventually I got in the laser, and that was easy for me then. I was the right weight, and I could use the power.
Yeah.
And be less smart and just try and hike.
Yeah. I wonder who the person was.
Get this, guys, quickly, just whilst we're on the laser. 1996 Asia Pacifics in Perth.
Yeah.
This red combi just comes flying into the car park. This dude rolls out, dreadlocks, top off, pair of Boccanuis. And I'm like, who's this?
You remember it well.
And it's Nokka. Jumps in his laser and gets a third. Or whatever it was. It kills it.
That's right.
That was my first crossing with the great Anthony Nossiter.
I
remember it to this day like it was yesterday.
Good days there, yeah. I ended up staying there for the year. I got a haircut and worked as an accountant for a year.
Wow.
I just finished uni. I was like, oh, this isn't a bad spot. I think I might just stay here.
It is a lovely spot. Lovely spot.
Anyway, yeah, that's right.
That's the stories. I was just going to say, the learn to sail person that taught that learn to sail, they better go and pat themselves on the back. Just they created some champions.
Yeah, I think it may have been Jenny Bonicha.
Oh, yeah. I knew there would be a name.
Her kids were strong sailors too in the, windsurfing and lasers and, there was a good little community down there. Yeah. Yeah, Hunters Hill, and then went to started going to Middle Harbour, where the old boy was always sailing in the Adams 10s, and the Bluebirds before that.
The Bluebird.
Yeah.
The mighty Bluebird. Yeah.
22-foot plywood. I love it.
You know it. Yeah.
I had the 19-foot-6 version, the Gannet, appropriately named the VB Express.
Very appropriate. With those 2-speed winches.
And two-piece masts.
Yeah.
True choice.
So for you, the fin obviously has been a lifelong passion once you got to fin size. How old were you when you started in the fin?
Well, I was living in Perth after I did that regatta with Bicey with the dreads.
Yeah.
I just finished uni as an accountant. And so when Antonio Samarachi said he was getting the Sydney Olympics, then the old boy said, well, maybe it's time for the fin. And Fletch had always been pushing me to get into a fin. Like in the line rares and the laser, I'll be chatting to Fletch, what am I doing wrong? Just good at fin, you're too heavy. You're going to celebrate the right size for. You're wasting your time here.
Trip shit.
It was pretty straight. So anyway, when I decided to get into the fin and Sydney had the Olympics, it was an easy way to campaign. It was cheap. Everyone was coming to Australia.
Yeah.
So, they'd all stay at my house, at the family house at Putney, near Halverson's, like Freddie Loof and Mateus and Perce, and they would all stay at the family house and would train out of Middle Harbour.
You wouldn't have got up to much mischief with that lot.
I'd introduced them to a few different ways here in Australia. But anyway, so it was an affordable way to do it compared to how hard it is these days when you don't. When just having a home Olympics was an easier pathway to get into it.
Yeah.
Commit time and resources and less financial.
I'm trying to remember that. So I think I'm going back through the list of fin sailors in the top of my head. It was I think Praddy was 84, 88 or something, and then it went into.
Then it did the Busan Olympics.
Then it went to Berkey, I think. So Goose and Berkey were fighting for the spot. And then
so Barcelona was Berkey.
Yeah. I don't remember 96 off the top of my head.
96 was Paul McKenzie.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Right. And so who did you fight for to get the spot in 2000?
Against Paul.
Paul,
mainly.
Yeah.
There was quite a big group because there was quite a lot of guys enthused, for that period, probably more than the other Olympics that were campaigning pretty hard.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Paul was, Paul came 6 in later.
Yep.
Paul was always pretty strong.
Yeah.
He's here now, actually. He came here to race there.
He's a good man, Paul.
Yep. Yeah, good man, Paul.
It's kind of what's happening at RQ would be an amazing reunion tour, wouldn't it? Like there'd be people from everywhere popping out.
And every regatta I do these days is like the school reunion, I reckon. Whether it be a fin regatta, a Maxi Worlds, or a Hobart. You certainly need to add some Ghost Regatta time to each event so you can have a little bit of
R&R.
A few spare days after you get ashore. Yeah.
Imagine having a school reunion 6 times a year, Bicey.
Well, I'm kind of in Nokka's camp. It kind of is. It is like the tour. And since I've picked up the Ghost Regatta tips, mate, you're coming in hot, coming in strong.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win. Exactly. Yeah, you can always cancel the Ghost Regatta too. It's one of those. You
get all the points. Love it.
It's a win. You can, I'm going to spend more time at home with you, darling. I'm going to cancel this part of the regatta. That's the little ghosty that you always put in. I don't think you should be watching this, so it's okay.
Oh dear, we're supposed to be educating youngsters on proper, but I suppose it's a valid play.
This is the proper stuff.
The important stuff.
It's life. It's the values of sailing. It's what it's all about.
Well, it's all a very formal part of it, of team building and networking and finding the next opportunities in the sport.
So speaking of opportunities, obviously once you jumped into the fin, you did the ocean race, I think 01, 02 and then 11, 12 and then the cup in 07.
D-Juice Dragons, Canute Frostad. Just a little side note here. Yeah. So working with the race, and Canute would give these talks about, strategy is great in whatever it is, whether it's sailing, whether it's business, whatever, but nothing beats culture. And when Nokka jumped on board in Auckland to do the Southern Ocean leg, just brought it in absolute spades. Just brought this laughter, brought this culture to the boat, and it just switched their experience for that race. So you'll be pleased to know Nokka, that Canute still talks about that to this day.
Yeah, Canute's a good man. He came to my 50th. Yeah, the other day, or a couple of years ago in Norway. I live in Norway in the summer. Yeah. But he's a good man, the Canute. But Pricey, you were a star maker with Amma Sports, weren't you? We used to get up to some mischief, I remember.
Yeah,
boat builder.
Absolutely.
I do remember that little mischief. Was it you body sliding down the sail loft floor when I put some beer down for you to lube it up or something? I do recall. Maybe a little splinch in the nipple.
That wouldn't have happened. When we took
no
out
nudity with Vice.
When we took out the post in the middle of that bar in Rio.
Rio. Oh yeah, Rio is nasty. Yeah. No, Volvo 60 was good days. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I'm the good sailor on board. I think I'm just a nice guy and the good fella, and they seem to love me. So it's it seems to be how I roll. Well, I couldn't trim a hedge, but I can be the nice bloke.
Yeah, but do you like do that consciously, or is it just the way you are?
No. It's just the way I am. Yeah. Sadly,
what you see is what you get. No, that's how it is.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, that's the thing. When you're building an offshore team, you got to find everyone that blends together, right? And you can't have two. You've got to have a combination of things, and that sort of easygoing, fun thing that Bicey was just talking about is critical, and we talk about it a lot on the show. So, it's interesting whether you ever have to tamp down some of the, like my brain's hyperactive. So when I get on a keelboat, like I'm just looking at everything all the time, and so I got to tamp it down. So I'm not just jabbering on. Go on, Bice.
We go, who's this nerd? Who's this nerd on the boat? I think it's a bit different. It would have been a bit different with Nokka. I just want to rewind the clock and be a fly on the wall on that first day with Canute and you guys and you on the team. It would have been a real eye opener for them, I would suggest.
Yeah. Well, we actually won the Hobart on Nicorette in '99, and they were selecting the crew then, or 2000 actually. And that was my second Hobart, and they were selecting the crew for the DG Dragons then. And so after that, and we won, and I was with Will McCarthy too, and so we had an offer for a Lingy or for DG Dragons. And we were just working on the boat. I didn't even know it was a trial. I just working on the boat, and then doing the Hobart racing. But anyway, we ended up, that was the first opportunity really to get into big boats properly. And I chose the less money and the more whipping for the Volvo because the Lingy, no one knew who a Lingy was.
Yeah, right.
These boys.
Oh, Ernesto's cutting him off.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Joe Spooner just rang. He wants me to measure his boat.
Oh.
But that's another story. Sorry, I was saying, the America's Cup with the Lingy in those early days conflicted with the next Olympics, so I chose to do the Volvo. I chose the second boat, DG's Dragon. So we were trained together for like a year or more, 2 years.
That's right.
And then, I jumped onto the race boat from Cape Town and did the rest of the Volvo with them. But yeah, I was a young whipping boy under 30 when there was no under 30 rule. Just taking it on and the Norwegians could be a bit, uptight and formal, so they needed a little bit of a cruiser around.
That's where I'm going with this one.
Yeah, but with a nice little mix, we got on really well. We were all tight. So one of the guys,
they say opposites attract.
Yeah, like our watch captain from those days is here coaching the Norwegian guys. He comes to most of the Finn regattas. Yeah, so I still see them. He actually brought me some snus, top shelf from Norway. So Nordic knock all the way.
Beautiful.
I love it. Everyone remembers their first Volvo Ocean race.
Yeah, you certainly do. You
With
certainly
such fond memories.
I was just about to say, is big boat something that you thoroughly enjoyed, or was it just a sort of a progression to your career? Did you really love being out there?
Yeah, I still do. Like it, maybe even more now. As it's turned into the bit more of a seniors tour. But it's we have a big spectrum of the sport that we can touch on, and it's nice to be able to touch on all of it: the dinghies, the Olympics, the Volvos, the America's Cups. The RC44s, the TPs. I'm sailing on the west coast of America a lot now on a boat called Vitesse. That's good seniors tour. That's like light keels. We only go downwind, strictly downwind, to a race to Hawaii.
Hello.
Straight after this race, we race to Mexico for the PV race. So there's as you get older, you can sail different sorts of boats, and and fit in well still, and it's a hard pathway for these days for the younger fellas. With it's a bit clearer in our day. You just had to do Volvos and Cups, but now it's all a bit different, and it's a more awkward pathway. I think we had a good run back in our youth from the Bicey.
Nokka, you work for Sail GP, right? So, are you still working for Sail GP? Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just missing Sydney and Auckland for this fin regatta.
Yeah.
I don't normally miss Sail GP for fin sailing. Fin sailing is for the love, for the cross training. But it was in, all the regatta. They had the Nationals, the Master Worlds and the Open Worlds here in Brisbane. So I thought Russell wouldn't mind if I do the fin. So he's a bit of a fin legend himself.
Yeah.
And I'll do the rest of the tour.
Yeah, he's not sure he's a fan of the waters out there in front of RQ, but I do. The reason I was asking was, you get to see what the pro sailor's lifestyle is like for these guys, and when it's definitely changing Sail GP. Like the guys were so approachable, but they're getting more and more pressure on them now, and I'm wondering, would you like to live the lifestyle that these guys are living? Take the money out.
Yeah, I mean that's the way it is these days, and they love it. They embrace the sport, and they're bloody sharp at it, and they really know their kit and have the right skills for it. So it's just a different form of boat. If they had those sort of boats in our youth, I'm sure we would have been doing that too. Yeah. But I'm really happy to support them all. I just jump on the water with the first yacht is launched. I'm in my chase boat, and I come off the water when the last yacht is lifted out. So I'm on the water all day, and I'm just seeing all the sailors and the shore teams and the tech team working on the yachts and moving boats and people around, and then I pull them up when they capsize and pick up the pieces when they crash and burn. Yeah. So I just stay on the water and see everyone on the water, and I don't really know everyone on land. I'm not really on land much.
Yeah, I was just going to say we're the anti, like the yin and yang of Sail GP, because I'm doing Sydney and New Zealand next, and I'm always on land at the moment. Like I'm in the coach box most of the time, but so we've only ever overlapped a couple of times. I've only ever bumped into you about once, I reckon, wandering around the paddock.
Yeah, if you're free any mornings or afternoons, just jump on my chase boat and we're going to have some banter and cruise around and chat to the guys and park some boats. And it's always good banter out there when it's unfiltered on the water there. You can turn on the secret mic and see what it's all about.
Secret mic.
Right. And that's what we're about. We're about the banter.
Yeah.
Even to the extent that we think there should be a banter button installed on the boats, and it opens up all mics for all people at one time. So they can have banter back and forth.
That could be the special subscription edition. You push the little. You can like live timing for Formula One. You got to subscribe and get it.
Well, we actually remember we put that to the listener. We asked what they would change on Sail GP. What's the one thing they'd change on Sail GP, and they came back with the banter button, so that you could actually have that full interaction going off the boat to each other, so we could listen in. It is pretty cool.
Yeah, we've got a lot of comms out there. We have 7 radios on my boat, so it's easy to just add another one and just roll with that. For sure.
Roll with that, yeah.
The banter boat. The banter.
Well, when the racing's on, I actually can listen into all comms on any boat at any time, and trust me, there's plenty of things being said, so it would be worthwhile to listen in. It would be quite enjoyable. But yeah. Anyway, all right. So for you, this is very much an episode of getting sidetracked. Is the way I feel like, but it's
just a chat.
There's too many things to talk about. So RQ, obviously you've just done the Nationals. I think you were defending champ from last year, from memory. Did you come in with form, or you're just jumping in for fun?
Oh no, I did some training like a month ago, like 10 days, and then I had to do a regatta in the US, and I came back and came straight here. But yeah, no, I was a little bit rusty, a little bit sluggish on the unlimited pumping in flat water.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a big fan of standing up in the boat and pumping. Yep. My Garmin watch was making a noise and it said abnormal heart rate. So I thought, well, I'm going to have a hardy here. So a little bit weak on the downwinds there, but I'm going to go out today and work on that. And we're here for the whole month, so downwind's all about time in the boat. So I get a bit more time in the boat, and I'll try and work it out. But yeah, no, it was a good Nationals. I was 8th, a little bit down the fleet, but it was good to cross tack. So they're all pretty close on points, but the Worlds and the Master Worlds coming up next, so we'll try and. It's
the Gold Cup next, and then the Masters, isn't it?
Yeah. So I just entered the Gold Cup the other day because I thought I was going to be too knackered to do all, but it was a pretty light air. I'm not exactly the light air specialist, and it was pretty light air the Nationals. So this next one, the body's hanging in there anyway. So I'll do all the regattas, and we'll take it on. You lose or draw. It's a good place to be right now.
There must have been some serious changes in the fin from 2000 to 2025.
Yeah. I mean, it's all settled down now, and it's a great class, not just for the social aspect and the cross training, but it can fit a wide weight range. So, we have different masts and different sails, it's a bit open in that area. So, a lot of guys from Switzerland that race on lakes that are like 75 kilos and they've got the right setup for their weight, and I'm 110 kilos, 113 maybe sometimes. And, so I have a stiff mast and a powerful setup so unlike the laser, there's a wide weight range, and it's all pretty plug and play. I mean, you just need to buy the right mast and sail program. You don't need to test a lot of stuff these days. You just get the right stuff for your weight.
No, that's shit that works for you.
Straight out of the blocks, and you're on the pace. And everyone has a sweet spot. There's a few different, the different weight crew and setups. Everyone has their sweet spot. So in
what we love is obviously the class itself seems to be going, from strength to strength. Do you find that information is passed a bit more freely now, as you were just saying then, than when it was in the Olympics? It's sort of now much more about getting more and more people into it.
Yeah, massively different. It's definitely way more transparent, all the equipment and the setups and how to get the boat to go and. Yeah, and there's a lot of information online now where it's all disclosed anyway, which used to be quite stealth, and all the old Olympic medalists and et cetera have all shared what their equipment was and their setups, and so it's all very much more open now for sure.
Yeah.
When you like going to 3 Olympics, mate, sailing's always traditionally been a long way from the main stadium. And getting to the opening ceremony and closing ceremony has always been difficult. Did you get to do any of that sort of razzmatazz stuff?
Yeah, well, in Sydney, I got to embrace it all.
Yeah,
and the fins always started in the first week of the Olympics, and I think now they've got to come home after the regatta. But back in my day, you'd be there for another week.
Yeah,
and you could rock up and watch the field hockey gold medal event and. And embrace all the sports.
Would have been a pretty quiet week, wouldn't it? Really?
Yeah, it was very hectic week. The second week was often more intense than the first, the racing.
Well, just having to be at places at certain times. I mean, that would have been the hard part, I suppose.
It was a busy schedule. But, yeah. But no, the second week of the Olympics was always entertaining because even when you had a good one or a tough one, you'd always support the other sports and teams, and you'd walk away feeling pretty chuffed rather than broken.
Sure.
May have happened during some of the
broken on a plane on the way home.
Yeah. No, it was a very good vibe over there.
If you, having done the Olympics, like if you hadn't have done it in sailing, what sport would you have liked to have done at the Olympics apart from sailing?
Mate, if I was Norwegian, I would have loved to have been involved in the bloody Winter Olympics. I've been watching a little bit now.
Yeah.
Looks good, incredible. Yeah.
I got to admit, there's a couple of the sports I'm going, I don't really understand them, but that's being an Aussie, it doesn't make sense to me, but I'm intrigued. There are some cool things, of course. I've sort of got a vision of you doing the ice dancing, Nokka.
Yeah, well, I reckon the curling actually.
Yeah,
I was just about to say it's got to be curling.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I reckon I'll go well. I reckon I'll be good with that broom.
I tell you what, you've got to be flexible though when you throw that little rock down there, as they call it, the rock. You've got to be flexible. That position they get into is pretty well bent in half.
Yeah, I reckon we could embrace a bit more 10-pin bowling, technique with that one.
A bit more 10-pin bowling style.
A bit of a run up and just bend it down there.
That's the one.
Imagine the poor broom guy trying to keep up with that thing.
The curling. I reckon the curling would cross over well with yachting. Exactly. Very, very, very strategic.
Oh.
Strategic. Yeah, I'm hearing you. Downhill? How would the downhill skiing go, you reckon?
Oh, the it'd be in the budgies.
Yeah. It would be a budgie, wouldn't it? Maximum arrow.
Budgie and a set of goggles. Here he comes, the Nokka from
Australia. I've got a nasty vision right now. No, I think I'd have too much poor aero with my massive melon. I think I'd have Bicey on helmet size. Yeah.
I love it. It is intriguing, because one of the things I thought about, going to all those Olympics is, sailing. One thing sailing gives you is this sort of, as you've mentioned multiple times, you get these mates from all around the world, and you get to just go and have fun wherever you are in the world because you've got a mate there. And Olympics sort of expands your whole horizon. I was just trying to think of a mate you might have made that's from the most obscure sport, the least related to sailing. Is sort of I've got this vision of you and a little Brazilian bloke who was doing bike racing or something. Like I'm just intrigued as to how diverse your friendship base has got, being such a friendly bloke.
Yeah, well, like back in my day, like back in Sydney Olympics, I was advised by our team leaders back then that were retiring. A great man from Queensland, which maybe we'll keep a little quiet right now, but he introduced me to the culture and said, okay, Australians need to get the rum into the village because at the closing ceremony, the rowers are going to be coming straight to you and the horse riders. And so I had to carry on that tradition for Athens. So
okay.
Because we have a lot of equipment we've got to get in there. We're not just carrying a pair of running shoes, so it wasn't hard to succeed with that strategy. And sure enough, as he said 4 years before, the rowers were there going, okay, where's the sailors? Where's the bungee? And
you've got your checklist: tiller extension, tiller, rudder, mast pins, spare mast pins, rum.
Underberg, OP rum.
Exactly. And the horse riders and the triathletes actually were very active as well. It wasn't like a customs bar experience, as you may be well aware of, or a clipper bar experience at Maxi Wells, but it was pretty good for an Olympic closing ceremony after party sort of vibe. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the big thing I guess on your side is size. I mean, most of those people are quite little, so they would have had to have been, and probably not that fit in that department.
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, we had to look after the triathlete girls a little bit and be their security and bodyguards. But the horse riding guys, they were solid. Yeah, they were. They've seen that movie before.
They've grown up on
champagne.
Champagne.
They've been there, done that.
Yeah.
And the rowers, you don't need to mention the rowers. We don't need to talk about. They'll probably
they've got some performance ability, but the horse riders they're off the land. I mean they're rockers. They're true rockers.
Yeah. Those in the rowers were probably the man of the match, as far as the closing ceremony after party went. Yeah,
right.
Hey,
just quickly, I've got a question for you, and I think the listeners would love this question. In all of your career, which is quite extensive, what stands out as the pinnacle moment for your sailing?
Well, I would have to say, it's nice competing in the Olympics, but going around the Horn, having a bit of a small day, nude, was actually a pretty bit of a highlight as well, because it was. I was mentioning to the guys, I was saying to the guys on board, I'm going to go nude to the Horn. I'm just going to go touch the forestay and come back. I was expecting, rain and heen and, Bass Strait kind of weather, but it was A2, 22 knots, VMG running, sun was out, and the boys came up and said, "Okay, Nock, we're at the Horn." I was off watch, and they said, "Are you going to do it?" Fuck yeah, I'm good to go. It's fair weather, and so I was expecting to do the run, under the cover of darkness, but even the agricultural cameras in those days, managed to capture the bare cheeks and the gunnel bum exposure, and touch the forestay and had a little bit of a nude moment at the Horn. So that was a great day in sport.
There we go.
For myself. Yeah.
Well, it should be one of those moments, like Rick Disnick from Wild World of Sports. There should be Nokka walking forward to the forestay.
Yeah. Well, I think it's been carried on by a few other guys now.
It has.
A few other Australian men may have enjoyed a little bit of freedom at the Horn.
Fair to say you're a tradition setter.
Yeah, tradition setter, and being sailors, we're quite traditionalists as well.
That's right.
Yeah, it's good to take it through.
Yeah. I'm glad that the megapixel on those cameras in those days was quite weak. And,
she's a bit high definition, and with instant internet access, it could work out not favourable.
Yeah, it could be tough these days. It's a bit of a chill in the air. Yeah.
Look,
that's a favourite moment. What about a favourite boat you sailed? You've had to sail on some great boats in the time.
Well, I guess. It's a great boat. Yeah, Blackjack. I spent 10 years sailing Blackjack. We had the Rockapoo 66, we had the Volvo 70, Telefonica, all souped up with a deeper keel, lighter bowl, longer bowsprit. Is now Pyewacket, powered it up, so we just have less crew and less safety gear on board, and go lighter. And then after we broke the great Peter Harbour's leg in Bass Strait one year, slamming off a wave, then Peter got the 100-footer to finish off his maxi boat career. So we had the Blackjack 100 for the last several years of that.
You ran that full program.
Of course,
cycle. I was just going to say
all of that culminating into what was your 25th Hobart this year.
Yeah, 25th this year. Yeah, didn't quite get there on the great URM, but the Silver Bird of Freedom got us down there to
represented nonetheless
with our mates. Yeah, they do a good tracksuit on the URM. I'll tell you that.
It's a fine tracksuit. I think I shared the photo with the boys, and that's a leisure suit of note.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that was the old Alpha mini maxi. I did a maxi worlds on that with Team Origin back in 2009 or something. It's a good boat. Just I guess it just needs we just have to get a bit more structure in it for the
bit more bass straighted.
Yeah, the next upwind of infinites in the bass. Yeah. But Blackjack was a great period of yachting, and with the Queenslanders, and eventually went to Europe with the boat. It was Peter's last season.
Yeah.
Harbour's last season, and he was a great owner, and he really got the best tools he could get for the competitions, and a great sailing team. Yeah.
I was just going to say, you talk about team spirit on a boat. Like, you wouldn't have had to bring much onto that one. There would have been you would have been right in the midst, right?
Line up to be the entertainer for the day.
Yeah, no, exactly. I couldn't get a word in most of the time.
Well,
there's a lot of banter on that boat, I'll tell you that.
Bloody Squarky, he likes to take the limelight.
Yeah, Sparky was our leader. He does a fantastic job. Exactly. Yeah, Queensland heavy, which is a beautiful thing.
So for you, obviously, at the moment, it's total fin focus, doing the Gold Cup, then the Masters, and then back to SailGP and pro racing. And so what's the long-term program? Like living half the year in Europe, half the year in Oz, that sort of thing continues for the next 10 years or what?
Yeah. So I don't have any children. I just live a selfish sailing life these days. And my wife is
that you know
is
of.
Is a Norge. Yeah, that we know of. Yeah. So the missus is she did 3 Olympics for Norway windsurfing, and we met in Athens Olympics. She was training with Jessica Crisp, and Jess and I are always tight. Would always hang out at Olympics.
She was a legend, wasn't she?
Whatever, yeah. And the missus was always training with her, and I like the cut of a jib, and so went after that little tail, and so I spent the last.
You don't have jibs 20 on fins.
Yeah, but it was a good cut nonetheless.
Good cut nonetheless. Yeah. So I live in Norway, based in Norway half the year for the last 22 years or so.
Yeah.
And DY Beach in the Australian summer.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a lifestyle.
Yeah. So we've got a fin in Norway. We've got a little fin fleet there. We started with just 2 fins at Hunka, which is next to the King's Yacht Club, the KSS, the Royal Norwegian Yacht Club.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful place to sail. We've got like 12 fins there now, and most of the guys are here doing this regatta. We started off with just 2 fins in 2019, and I got back into it again. So it's we've got a nice little fin program up in the Nordic countries too. To the Danish championships, the Swedish, the Norwegian. Yeah, so that's good cross training in the other summer as well.
Wow,
perfect.
Wow,
yeah.
Nice life, mate. It's a nice life. You'd be a happy bloke, wouldn't you?
Oh, mate, I don't think I would change anything. It's been a nice journey.
Yeah.
And you just keep carrying on, and there's SailGP. It's nice to do the safety at SailGP, which I was doing at Artemis before that. And I've always enjoyed coaching, and things just always seem to fall into place. It's we have it's a wide sport. The sailing, all the different classes and different aspects of the sport. So there's always something to do for us more mature sailors, including a 350th talkback show like you boys.
Oh, absolutely!
Look how good you guys are.
Let's not lie. It is the pinnacle.
Possibly the highlight of the career.
Definitely.
I do want to ask though, like as you said, it sounds pretty amazing. And if there's a youngster listening in and they've managed to listen on through all this, I'm intrigued as to what do you reckon the secret is that has worked so well for you? Is it around that personality element, or is it was it all based on performance?
Oh no, it's definitely like following the passion and being open to different opportunities and happy to check in with different aspects of the sport. Don't just stick to one fast. It's nice to maybe I never got good enough in the fin in my Olympic days because I never stuck and did 4-year campaigns. I was always doing a Volvo or a Cup in between and touching on the other aspects of the sport. So but it did broaden your horizons and give you more opportunities too once the Olympic period was over for work opportunities and to stay in the sailing and that kind of thing. So, don't be afraid to sail different boats and mix it up. And and it's always great being a part of a team and learning from the others and trying to get synergy. 1 + 1 = 4 when you get the right group together. And you can see that happen so often on boats. And you can also see the opposite at times.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah,
awesome.
We're very lucky that there's no retirement ages in sailing, so we can carry on.
Cool.
Yeah,
love it.
All right. We're at your time limit, Mr. Nock. So I've called you your granddad's name then. We might let you go.
Sir Nossiter.
Sir Nossiter. We might let you go and get this measurement done for your boat. But again, thanks for everything you've done over the years and hanging out and taking time to chat to us on this illustrious occasion.
Yeah, well, happy 350th, and I'll be seeing all of you men around the sailing fraternity during the season. I look forward to doing what we do best.
Absolutely, I look at 100%. Nokka, bloody good to have you on, mate.
Absolutely, very fitting.
Wise words there, and very fitting for the 350th. Thanks, mate.
Yes, Godspeed, gentlemen. Godspeed.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.
Very well weighted, I thought, gents. Had the potential to spear off on a few isms here and there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories.
Lots of stories, but you could take nothing away from anything that Nokka has done in the form of performance. Making boats go fast, being a genuine good Aussie bloke on board. It all goes hand in hand, and that leads to success. So it was a pleasure to have Nokka on for the 50th.
Yeah, absolute pleasure. Obviously, with all the experience that he has, he'd be all across Radix Nutrition and the fabulous healthy dinner starts here. He doesn't get to his weight without consuming a lot of Radix. So if you want to try and emulate the career that young Nokka has, then jump onto Radix Nutrition and try their products out. And you can get a discount from us, like use Barkarati, one word, as your discount code.
It's a lifelong commitment to peak performance, isn't it?
Peak performance. They got breakfast, meals, proteins, smoothies, all sorts of bundles and accessories. So it's all pretty good. But yeah, you're right, a lifelong commitment to performance. Obviously, with his business as well, he can qualify to use the Disruptor Marine Marketing to help with his lifestyle and maintain business while he's still going on. So if you have a marine business and you want to stay ahead online and not get left behind with all the changes happening with Google, ChatGPT and AI and all that sort of stuff, most businesses rely on referrals, but the problem is calls get missed. So if you want, you miss follow-ups or there's no real system behind it, if you put the Disruptor Marine Marketing system on board, you get a 24/7 AI receptionist that answers all inquiries and books jobs automatically. And then they set up a referral system, so that'll double your leads within 60 days. And if it doesn't, you don't pay. So if you want to check that out, disruptormarinemarketing.com.au, you got a free trial. You can go and check it out. Disruptor is DISRUPTA. It's a no-brainer. And we partnered up with them. We only take on sponsors that actually we think work for our listener. So we partnered up with them on the basis of that. So it just is important to understand. But yeah, cool. Should we move on with events, boys?
Why not?
Events. Let's go.
What's happening this week? Is there a race in Adelaide?
I mean, some call it the second best race globally.
Some say.
Others call it. Well, don't want to brag. But of course, it's the Adelaide Port Lincoln Yacht Race.
Yep, big one. So when did that start?
Lincoln Week.
Yeah. So that's
the race would have been run and won by now. Well done, Carlin, for getting the FOMO there. In pace, mind you, record pace. So in 12 hours, 36 minutes. It's pretty quick for a 40-footer. So well done, boys. But of course, that's a whole lot of bullshit. And there will be plenty of bullshit going on over that weekend, over the last couple of days, going to Lincoln Week.
Adelaide's doing a lot at the moment. Like, it's such a great place to go sailing, and they're putting on massive events because they've got obviously Adelaide to Lincoln and Lincoln Race Week, which is, obviously part of South Australia, Adelaide. And then down at the bottom of Adelaide, Goolwa Malang. They're doing a regatta now, like not just the Goolwa Malang race, but a regatta weekend with So they're welcoming dinghies and windsurfers and multi-holes, trailables. They're putting on food, live music, and a full weekend festival March 6 to 8. So that's a cool one.
Yes.
Yeah, I think my bro will be heading down to that. We got the Finns,
nice.
as we said, on. So next is the Gold Cup, and then we go into the Masters, all at RQ. If you're in the region, head down for that. The month of February is Fin month. Abu Dhabi's just finishing off the Open Masters games, and Sail GP Auckland will be run and done basically when we publish this. So congratulations to the Aussie team on their win. And then the Caribbean 600. What is that? A week away, boss?
A couple of weeks away. Caribbean 600. The Nelson Cup in Antigua kicked this week. Some very reputable boats doing a bit of the warm up for the Caribbean 600, including the Balthazar, the Vising, Galatea, Baguette, many good boat in the Caribbean this season.
You don't know which one to hop on,
We'll keep you updated on all the happenings there.
Yeah, very cool.
Well, that'll be good. First-hand updates would be great.
Love it if we can get in touch with him. Anyway,
not guaranteed.
No, not guaranteed. Jack Lloyd Listener of the Week, of course, presented by our friends at Vycobi. Vycobi, we love working with Vycobi. I cannot emphasise how much we value that relationship, and they each month provide a couple of $100 worth of their gear to the best contribution. If you want to get good gear, then jump online and check out Vycobi. We had a discussion about rating systems.
Oh, it's just been going off the roof. We've got another one today.
How good was that email? There's so many emails come in around that.
So much so, Jay, so much so that I did have a little play as well, and I've come up with my own algorithm. So it's sent the brains of everyone into overdrive. This has.
Wow.
And just a quick one, boys, on this, just for Chris. That is Chris Zonka, Australian Sun. Sorry, mate, we haven't been into it. But just for the listener, everything that's come in is being super positive.
Yeah.
Yes.
We really want to get some facts down on the table also. But it's great. It's a great discussion going on. And the way that it's going, it's going to produce better results. So we're loving this discussion, and we just need to spend a bit of time to get all our ducks in a row to get the right people on as well to
get the buy spots and sort it all out.
Yeah. Well, we'll go through a few of them. We have been inundated, and there's some really good ideas. So first off, I'll just mention Andy Lynch. He says he's an avid Melbourne-based keelboater, loves the discussion with Brett regarding IRC and PHS and the application of handicapping systems at a club level. In Melbourne, we have the almost farcical situation where at some regattas there are 4 scoring systems, IRC, ORC, the Melbourne-centric AMS and PHS, with seemingly massive variations in how each system will regard different measurement parameters. Some boats are unbeatable on one measurement system and uncompetitive on another. For example, frequently the first placer on ORC will not feature on the podium at all on AMS and vice versa. This, of course, heavily influences the desirability of yachts, both new and second-hand, and creates some impassioned and invested stalwarts for the different systems. The ORC club system offers Corinthian competitors an inexpensive measurement rating. The accessibility of certificates and ability to run test certificates are terrific features. The velocity prediction program is sophisticated, well considered. However, the quality of information coming out of VPP formulas is only as good as the quality and integrity of the data going in. Given the system relies heavily on unaudited user input, there's heavy dependency on the yacht owner understanding measurement definitions and on not making typos. I recently bought a type of racer cruiser which there are 20 or so examples with valid ORC certificates. After a deep dive into the data, I was totally disheartened. Mainsail measurements entered as jibs, jib measurements as the main, masthead kites entered as fractionals, marked understatement of crew weights, massive disparities between estimated and inclined test derived stability parameters, etc. Most probably just lazy mistakes. I concluded the system relying on user integrity and understanding is fraught. came back to the sobering conclusion that for a yacht owner, good, safe, competitive yachting is expensive and probably should be. I'd be delighted to pay for an IRC certificate knowing that my co-competitors had undertaken the onerous process of having their yachts accurately and fairly measured. I can still make yachting accessible to 7 or 8 of my mates, rich or poor, and all they have to do is turn up with their Crocs, a smile, and the occasional six-pack. What do you reckon on that one, boys?
Well, it sums up all the points we're talking about. Right. You've now got owner declarations, so that is pointing out the issues which we've been discussing. You've now got discrepancies between those numbers even in a one design format. You're getting different numbers, so it does open up the door for discussion, which is kind of where we're going with this. It's all about talking about it and trying to work out the answers.
There's a couple of points. One, where he ultimately has ended up, ICA ultimately ended up. Because a few years ago, they were running IRC Club, IRC. They scrapped all the IRC stuff, just one rule for the whole, all the boats in the club, IRC. So just due to, I guess, to the variables that were mentioned. So, and the other side of it is the guys that put in the work and the guys that do the deep dive and see the disparity between all the different people in that fleet is a bit disheartening. So I get it. AMS, by the way, stands for the Aiken Measurement System.
Right.
Out of the Royal South Australian Yacht Squadron. That boat was unbeaten AMS.
Right, of course.
Exactly what he was saying.
We got a few other good ones we do want to read, so we're just going to do 2 more. Phil Shearer really enjoyed last week's show and the discussion regarding handicapping. It drew attention to the issues we face both at the higher end of the sport and club level. We are trying to provide a system that allows everyone to compete fairly, or are we trying to allow the best teams to win under a set of rating rules? IRC and ORC are equipment-based rating systems, but neither account for time or, more importantly, money. Money can significantly impact a competitor's performance, and some competitors use their wealth to buy success. How can the weekend warrior compete against a fully funded professional team? I believe the ideal handicap system is based on the amount of money you spend. The more you spend, the higher your handicap rating will be. I'm not sure how it will work.
It's like getting a fine in Finland, depending on how much you earn it, how much you get fined.
That's it. But it would change how teams prepare their yachts for racing. Sailing and golf both have performance rating systems that allow amateurs to compete with top-level professionals on a level playing field. Golf also has stroke play competitions that allow head-to-head competition. A golf handicapping system is based on a global standard, and a golfer's handicap is the same wherever they play. Sailing's PHRF is generally organised and run at club level. Sail racing management systems such as Australia's based SailSys, including built-in performance handicapping, it allows handicappers to view handicaps of similar boats from other clubs using the system. But the handicap is still set at the club level. This means a yacht could have different handicaps at different clubs for different series within the club. A performance-based handicap system would need to be managed at either a national or global level. Boat owners would need to register with the system, and the local race management system would need to provide race results data to the national database to enable handicapping systems to function. Many years ago, New Zealand had an unofficial system that did this. It was privately run, called Racetrack. It was supplied with race results from yacht clubs and calculated performance handicapping for all yachts with results. This covered everything from tornado catamarans to trailer sailors to the 60-foot trimaran Vodafone to H28s and everything in between. It worked, and it allowed you to compare your performance against other similar yachts. The technology is available, but for the system to work, World Sailing or the national authorities would need to take the lead. The best boats would still win the big competitions, and you could still have your IRC, ORC racing for the pros. Okay. I think, he agrees with a lot of stuff that we discussed on the show, and Brett raised as his main concern about different things at different clubs. And so I think everyone's in agreement on that one. The idea that we pitched was that we needed we could write something where the data just flows up and AI sorts it all out and we get a standardised rating. We just got to simplify it so human error comes out. That's what those 2 different systems emails said. Anyone want to add anything, or shall I go into our last one?
I'm going to ask, are you going to read the whole?
Like Anton's right to the bottom.
The document?
No, not the document. No.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'll try and speed through in a couple of spots. How about that? But not right down to the end. G'day, boys. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Following the discussion with Brett Whitbread on pros, cons of IRC versus ORC versus PHS, I am sharing a proposal I've been working on to replace all of these with a fairer handicap system at the club level. I really like this email. There is a caveat that I may be disqualified from having a valid opinion as a Sunfast 3300 skipper sailing out of RQYS. There are plans to replace... He is planning to replace the 3300 with a JPK or perhaps a FAR-X2 if you can find somewhere to buy one. He's smiley face, BP. We know exactly where you go for that. I'm also not a 16-year-old with an algorithm, but I spent 2 decades in the technology sector before joining the circus in the marine industry. I've had a sea change and the owner of YachtShare operating a fleet of syndicated yachts from RQ. To address the shared frustration of handicapping, I've developed a proposal for the dynamic performance rating system. In simple terms...
Just the DPRS.
Yep. In simple terms, it delivers professional-grade analytics to club racers at low cost. DPR takes the best bits of ORC and mixes them with a live version of PHS using data gathered from the yacht's instruments. It is solely targeted at keelboat racing under 30 foot and not for sports boats... keelboat racing at 30 foot plus and not sports boats or dinghies. The short version on the digital keel, under the proposal, every boat carries a standardised open source data logger built on economical ESP32 chip connecting to their NMEA 2000 instruments. This is paired with a 5G or 4G in the bay or Starlink offshore. This hardware has already been developed. Okay, we all know that stuff. I mean, every boat has a tracker on. That's basically what he's saying. Reality versus potential. The rating combines an open source VPP, so your prediction program, with machine learning that tracks a boat's actual performance history, correcting for old sails or hull condition automatically. This also means that if a boat is favoured or penalised on IRC, the real performance index, i.e. a live PHS rating, will correct it on the course if the boat is sailed well. By doing this, you get, and modelling the winds across the course in real time, we can score a fleet race second by second. Spectators and crews see a provisional leaderboard during the race, not hours later.
I mean, that's a big point. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Hours later. So you're actually watching live racing like when you watch one design, like with other systems. This sort of system simply wasn't possible 5 years ago, but with cheap hardware and ubiquitous connectivity, we can now process this level of data for a whole fleet for the cost of a few rounds of beers.
Well, can't argue with that, can we, boss?
The system is still in early development, but the initial hardware tests have gone well. There's still some way to go in processing the vast amount of data from multiple boats, but all the source data is readily available and just needs to remove the static. I've attached a detailed description of the system and would appreciate any input. Got some reading to do on the plane. The jury is out on whether to use ORC or another VPP to generate the baseline VPP, but that section of the system is plug and play. P.S. Thanks for the promotions. We are signing up with Disruptor. Yes. There you go. Full bore, hey?
Super cool. Love it.
Yeah.
Well, as we said a second ago, that's what owners want. Owners want something fair on the water that is taking their boat into consideration, which also takes in the crews, because that's what we discussed with the XR41, that the boat, would sail at a certain level, but then if you stack the boat with the best of the world, it's going to sail at that next level. And then when an owner buys the boat, which is something we all have experienced, an owner buys the boat, and it doesn't matter how many people he puts on, it comes down to those manoeuvres. It comes down to tactical decisions, and that's what they're trying to say. An XR41 may rate differently to another XR41 because of crew.
Yeah, well, I mean, if we can get a simple, consistent system and use something modern, sounds like Anton knows what he's talking about. He sounded pretty knowledgeable there. he wants feedback from us. That's probably not the smartest thing, but maybe. But yeah. So I mean, we will follow up this discussion. Obviously, we've been reached out to by the organisers, Australian Sailing, and other major players in our world. So we're going to follow up on that. But the goal is just to make it easier for everyone. That's the whole reason we're crapping on about this, just to make it easier to get your boat out there and go for a yacht race.
And fairer.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, DPR, data, politics and racing. Love it.
Beautiful. Love it. Well done, boss.
It's hot time with Bice.
I love that surprising. Just pushing that button whenever.
So I can't. I'm going to go to the Irish pub and request that song.
You know where your tracksuit?
I think I'm trying to remember.
I'm in my I
think it was Buster Poindexter or someone. Oh, you've got it.
Huh?
I'm trying to remember the band. I think it was Buster Poindexter or something like that from that. Song.
Harry Fisher does the singing. Here we go. Before we start, gents, just a shout out. Summit Runner, time of recording. What day is it there, folks? Wednesday?
Wednesday, yeah.
Thursday,
middle of the day.
Thursday. Unfortunate news, an incident in the into North Haven, and went up on the bricks. Not sure whether it was the sand or the breakwater or whatever. And we're not sure of the exact state of the boat, but hopefully it's in that the boat is still can be fixed. So shout out to Datey and his crew, who came from Melbourne to do the Adelaide Port Lincoln race. So fingers crossed.
Yep.
Rightio, man. What do we got? Finn Nationals.
Finn Nationals.
Finn Nationals.
Yeah. So a bit of the family win the
basically a long lost brother-in-law has taken it out.
That's exactly right. So that's
Brendan Casey has taken the win on the Nationals, right?
Yep. Yeah. So Brendan
with a very nice results.
Yeah.
Rather.
1-2-1-1-1 over Olympic bronze medalist from memory, Rafa Trulio, Australian single-handed coach. He was second, and then Ian McKillop into third, and Robbie McMillan.
There you go.
And my old mate Kane Sinclair jumping into the fins and going well. Jumped up. He came in at sixth. He's found his new boat. Good on you, Kano.
Have you still got a fin?
No. I don't get to sail. Like I wouldn't call it.
What about the Impulse?
I haven't got any boats. I got nothing.
Got no rest?
I got
a Wally?
I got
a
LT. You got an LT?
I got an LT. Yeah, I use it for a serving table. I mean, I just don't get to like if I want to go sailing. Like I sailed on the weekend, boys, as you know. I went and did an overnighter or sort of 100-miler, and it was almost impossible for us to record. So.
You look busy. You look busy with your hat on, your sun visor hat on, eating a sandwich.
Eating a sanger.
Well, it's keelboats. It was catamaran sailing.
Hey, fellas, hot time with Bice.
Sorry.
Come on, Bice. Take the lead, son. Take the lead.
Sorry.
18 worlds.
18 worlds, yep.
We mentioned that last week.
Well, no, it hadn't been decided. I think we were close.
Yeah, I think we were right on the edge, right?
And there was a big change on the last day.
Yes. Yeah. But taken out by remind me, Gordon.
Brett Burville, Max Putman.
Burville.
Yep.
And Max. Sorry, that was the name I was looking for. Brett and Max. Yeah. Well done, gents.
In their own built boat.
Solid effort. Solid regatta in the end. I
think we still got Boss there. We still got you.
Oh, Got me?
Yeah. You just sort of broke up. So I'll finish off what you're saying. So Matty Holman and Chris Bilston were in next, but they had a great finish, Brett and Max. And then the legends, Darren Bundock and Glenn Ashby, who were leading up until the last day.
Amazing.
Had a bad day. I just worked this out, boys. We went reverse curse first, reverse curse third, reverse curse fifth. And then I think, I'm not sure. I didn't go any further deeper than that. But
third and fifth. That's a bit of an anomaly in itself. That's a big word.
I'm interested.
135.
Yeah.
135.
All the prime numbers. Something to be said there, my friends.
Nice. Mathematician, you are a smart little cookie hidden behind a bogan facade.
How often the smartest people do that?
Well done.
Can you change my title when I come in?
Bice, hidden behind the bogan facade. Do a movie introduction.
Right, what else?
Episode of Bice.
What else?
There's not much. I'm telling you, I can jump up.
Done and dusted. It's kind of a bit of a funny time of year.
Yeah. I was just tracking the fireballs because Chris Dance and Chris Payne had a win. That was good to see. Chrissy went in fourth. He's still going around on the wire. Wow. Well done.
With his son.
Yeah. A lot of love there.
Right.
I did notice, boys, been watching the 18s. I do want to point out that the Brisbane team's been training. The Queensland boys have been training. And it's starting to show they're not too far off it. And we saw one of the club races on the weekend, GC Sales, with Scotty Cunningham, Dave Cunningham, and Joel Turner, Barkarati reverse curse sitting there. Absolutely smoked the fleet. So that was interesting.
What if they said, "Hey, Joel, pull the Cunningham," and he's just pulled it back? Is Joel in the middle? Does he do a bit of downhill skiing?
Hey, Joel, grab the cunno, mate.
No wonder they're all smiles on that boat.
Around. Which one?
Oh, my Lord.
God, we come up with some funny shit sometimes. Should we just stop for a minute and let these laughs roll over?
No, I think we're done. I think that might have broken the show.
Call it.
Tweak the cunno, Joel.
Oh.
Tweak the Cunningham, would you, mate?
You know, I'll tell you the funnier thing is, Dolly.
Woody.
Dolly, Dolly, who'll be doing the commentary, will listen to this, and he will never be able to say the name's Cunningham again. He won't be able to mention him again. He'll lose it in the commentary. I guarantee it.
Oh, geez, it looks like we've broken the Cunningham. Forgot to ease the Cunningham at the top, mate.
No, easy.
Let it go.
That's what he said.
That's what she said.
Let go of the Cunningham.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Glad we rehearsed this show.
Look, it's even on the run sheet. Laugh at the word Cunningham.
No. Childish.
Good on the sailors from Queensland, though.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, all good. Well, I think we might call it, boys. That's enough. I think we can't. Anything said after that, we'll just break down. Thanks again to everyone for listening. Appreciate all the contributions, particularly that we've had over these last 2 weeks. It has been amazing, and we'll do a follow-up show probably next week or the week after, I think, and talk about it. It's going to be difficult. We're all over the world next week, so I'm not sure how we're going to pull it together. Beyond that,
like we usually do.
Like we usually do.
Oh, excuse me.
What was that?
Oh, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat after all that bit of laughter.
Just ease the Cunningham.
Yeah. Remember to reach out to us at cheers@barkarati.com.au. Use Barkarati, one word, as your discount code for Radix Nutrition, and go and do your free trial at disruptormarinemarketing.com.au. Have a great week.
People getting on board there, isn't there?
It's gone. People, hopefully, they're benefiting.
We always knew it was a long game.
Good times. All right.
See you later.
All right, boys.
Cheers.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye. Later.